Family. Welcome to the Moment of Clarity, Lessons in Leadership. I'm Dr. Williams, and today we're talking about a topic that most people overlook just for a few moments here. We're talking about compliance and leadership, compliance and buy-in. All right, and it's a critical piece to your leadership. As I work with new leaders, one thing that's terribly important that we always discuss is the difference between management and leadership, but we also talk about the difference in compliance and buy-in, because we spend so much time often in leadership circles trying to get compliance, and your compliance is tied directly to how you manage things, right? Management deals more so with your systems that you have in place. Compliance goes hand in hand with management, but true leadership goes hand in hand with buy-in. And so often we're spending so much time with compliance issues that we're not getting to lead people through buy-in. And compliance is a critical piece, and it's a piece that you have to have. I'm not saying that you overlook it, because you can't get the buy-in without compliance. But the more time that you spend focused on compliance, the less time that you're spending focused on your vision and your mission. And whether or not this is an organization you're running, whether or not it's your family, whether or not you're coaching a basketball team, whatever it is, if you spend so much time on compliance and you don't get to buy-in, you're not going to move your team or your organization or your family forward, because you're getting people to do something out of routine or rules or laws. You're not getting them to do something because they want to do it. And that's the difference between compliance and buy-in. Listen, compliance gets people's hands, buy-in gets their hearts. And ultimately, as a leader, you want to get those people who follow you, you want to get their heart. Because when you get their heart, they're going to carry out the vision and the mission that you have for your organization. When you get their heart. Listen, oftentimes we see this when we're raising children, right? There's a component of compliance that we have to have as parents. You're going to do what we tell you to do, period. And we know ultimately that compliance to what we're asking them to do is going to be important for them moving forward in their life. Right? But as they get older, maybe into high school, maybe outside of high school, and they begin to look around at the people that are no longer around them because they didn't comply, then they buy in to what you were trying to teach them. See, buy-in requires you to actually be able to articulate a vision and a mission for your organization. Compliance only requires you to have a code of conduct or a rule book or a set of laws, right? Buy-in requires you to not only have a vision, but you must have a vision, a mission, and you have to be able to communicate that effectively to the people that follow you. Listen, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Simon Sinek says that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so when you're articulating your vision and mission and you're trying to get buy-in from those that follow you, you got to teach them the why. Why is it that we're doing what we're doing? Not just the what, the why. John C. Maxwell says this: people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. People believe in the leader or they don't. Listen, look at our country. Look at our country. We have the president of the United States, who has a critical position in the world, but much of America doesn't buy in to what he's trying to do because they don't buy into who he is. So as a leader, you need people to buy into you before they'll buy in to your vision. Listen, based off of your authority and your position, you can command obedience, but you can't command commitment. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to get to. If you're a good leader, you're not trying to just get people to obey the rules that you put in place or that the organization has in place. You're trying to get people to commit to something that's going to push the organization forward, and that takes buy-in over compliance. So if you're a young leader, if you're a new leader, and you're spending so much time on getting people to comply, what it shows is there's a systemic problem there, or either they don't believe in you as a leader. And you got to start shifting your gaze from compliance, obedience, to moving towards buy-in and leadership, because your leadership is about how you deal with people. And that management compliance piece is how you deal with systems. Listen, got a few points for you, and then we're going to get out of here very quickly. Listen, compliance does not require relationships. So leaders who do not do a good job of building capacity, do not do a good job of building relationships, they do a great job of trying to enforce compliance. Why? Because relationships require you to have to actually use your brain to make decisions, right? You don't just factor in what the rule book says when you have a relationship, you factor in how it affects a person. And great leaders operate on relationships. They move away so much from the compliance piece, and they focus on the buy-in piece. They focus on relationships. Now, there is a part of your leadership that has to deal with compliance. Don't get me wrong. But the focus is to try to shift from compliance to buy-in. People comply because of position or authority, not necessarily trust and belief. Right? So when people begin to trust and believe in your leadership, they'll buy into what you're pushing. They'll buy into the mission, to the vision that you're pushing. But until you build those relationships, you'll only get compliance. You'll never get buy-in. Listen, point number 2 is this: buy-in requires support. And so often I see leaders who don't get buy-in because they're actually unwilling, watch this, to support people. Let me say that again. Leaders often don't get buy-in because they're unwilling to support people. So if you're unwilling or you lack the capacity to support the vision and mission that you put out there and get people to buy into that, then you're going to always operate in the compliance side of leadership. Compliance gets people to follow instructions, while buy-in inspires people to carry out the vision and the mission. That's right. Let's pray low. That's right. She says this. She says leadership is not just about giving orders. It's about inspiring commitment. Exactly. And the only way that you get that inspiration to those people, to get their commitment, is for them to trust and believe in you as a leader. Like how much do your children believe in you as a leader? How much do the people that you work with, that work under you, that work with you, how much do they believe in your capability, in your capacity? Is there a different atmosphere when you're handling situations versus when someone else is handling situations? Is there a difference when you're not there? See, because if there's not a difference between you when you are there and when you're not there, then you're just a placeholder. Because the metric of leadership is movement, right? So what are you moving? Are you moving people from compliance to buy-in? And that's very critical in your leadership capacity. Buy-in requires support. Compliance, watch this, is external. Buy-in is internal. So I don't have to think when it comes to compliance, right? It's external. I do it because the book says I need to do it. I do it because the boss says I have to do it. But buy-in is internal. I buy in because I want to do it. I go the extra mile. I commit because I want to do it, right? I'm going to be on time, not just because I have to be, because I want to be, because I understand the why and what I'm doing. Compliance changes behavior temporarily, while buy-in changes attitudes and convictions. So when you operate in that buy-in, when you got your team or your organization or your family buying into what you're doing, you don't have to ask them to do things. They do it out of a commitment to the vision, the mission, and your leadership capacity. And oftentimes as leaders, we get to a place where we're so focused on the title. We're so focused on the role. We're so focused on us being there that we're not moving anything. See, we're moving up the totem pole, but we're not moving anything. And in the age that we live in with social media, with everything where you can post all of your accomplishments, we are so entrenched with moving, yet we're not entrenched with moving someone else. And true leadership is about moving something. It's about moving people. There should be a gap between before you and after you, because you've moved something. Listen, number 4, compliance produces minimum effort. Buy-in produces maximum effort. People will go the extra mile when they buy into you and they buy into your mission and vision. And again, I'm going to say that a lot. There is more work that is required with buy-in, because buy-in requires you to have a mission and a vision, which a lot of leaders don't have. But then those who do have, there's a small percentage that know how to articulate it to the people that follow them in such a fashion that it not only motivates them, but it shows them that they have the support to carry it out. And so if you don't know how to articulate your vision and mission, it's just going to fall to the ground. So if you're a father, if you're a mother, you're leading a family, how well do you articulate to your children your vision for your family, your mission for your family? Or are you only focused on getting them to do what you said to do out of compliance? Listen, it's a very critical piece of your leadership. Compliant people do what is required. People with buy-in go above and beyond. It's a critical piece. And I don't really want to grab this, but I want to throw it at people who may know something about the Bible. Listen, the Old Testament is about compliance and the New Testament is about buy-in. It's about belief. It's about getting you to go the extra mile because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. The last point is this, number 5, compliance lasts while you're present. Buy-in lasts when you're absent. See, your vision and mission will continue to flourish and to move the organization even when you're not there. Compliance depends on supervision. I'm going to do this because I know the boss is watching. Buy-in creates ownership and accountability even when no one is watching. Listen, when you've got your family bought into a mission, to a vision, they're going to do things when you're not even there. Not because they know daddy coming home, mama coming home, but because they believe in what you're pushing. Your organization, your team, your players, whatever you lead, if they believe in you and they believe in what you're pushing, you don't have to require maximum effort. They're going to give it to you automatically. I see this a lot in sports. I see this a lot with coaches. Oftentimes as coaches, we focus so much in the sports capacity on just getting compliance, just getting players to do it exactly the way we want them to do it. And we never leave off compliance to buy in. So once they do it the way you want them to do it and they see success in it, then you got to focus on the buy-in piece. Why did it work? And they'll begin to do it without you saying anything about it. Compliance versus buy-in. Critical piece. I want you to think about that in your leadership this week. Think about how far you are, how much time you spend on compliant things, getting people to follow the rules, versus how much you spend on getting buy-in. Because people who follow you want you to have the capacity to support them so that they can buy into what they're doing. Because when they buy in, they take accountability and they take ownership. And once they do that, you'll begin to move your family, your team, and your organization forward. Listen, leave me a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if no one's following you, you're just walking. Until next time.